The Biden administration is guilty of the largest human trafficking operation in history. This is human trafficking. I just traveled in airports across the country just the past few days. You know what I saw in our airports? Migrants, illegal aliens, all over in the airports.
Did Marge go through and manually check everyone's ID that she thought was a, quote, illegal alien? Or did she just check their skin color? Because I think we all know the answer.
Looking forward to the next administration where we're going to have the largest deportation system that's ever been witnessed in human history.
If he passes that Senate border deal or so-called border deal, it's really an amnesty deal where Democrats are going to bring in millions and millions of illegals and turn them into Democrat voters. That's their plan, is to replace Americans with millions and millions of illegal aliens. And we could talk about the numbers and we could talk about all the things that produce daily outrage. But the real situation here is if the Republican Speaker of the House and any Republican or really anyone elected to serve in the United States Congress should be supporting, protecting America's national security interests, and they would never vote for that deal.
Minutia of the government funding bill aside, we've known for years now that Marge has been spreading the great replacement lie in hopes of justifying her bigotry. Thankfully, though, there are at least some members of Congress willing to fight her head on.
We have seen teenagers dying in states like Wisconsin, Missouri, and Michigan because so many jobs are going unfilled, and many of these Republican legislatures would rather roll back child labor laws and put 11 and 13-year-olds back in the workplace than allow immigrants into their community and do what they've always done.
Republicans want to cut the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States. President Biden has tried to give our border agents 100 new cutting-edge inspection devices and add 1,000 additional law enforcement personnel. Republicans obstructed that request. Honestly, I can't tell if y'all are for anything other than obstruction and cruelty.
Jasmine Crockett couldn't have said it better. The Republican Party's main objective is to just block any legislation that the Democrats want to pass, regardless of how much said legislation could help their constituents.
Just take a look at my governor last week. He said, and I quote, "The only thing we're not doing is we're not shooting people who come across the border because, of course, the Biden administration would charge us with murder." I know Governor Abbott doesn't understand the law, but let me say this, that absolutely would be murder.
This is about ripping families apart, arresting immigrants, and blaming someone for our problems so we can ignore the fact that Trump and these right-wing officials are grifters and that Trump is taking millions of dollars from foreign governments to enrich himself. His main policy achievement had nothing to do with the border or migration, but cutting taxes for the rich and the biggest corporations in this country. All the while, the collateral damage is kids being separated from their moms, people in cages, which we can't deny. Give me a break. The Republican policies of trying to close legal pathways towards migration is the best blessing that cartels could have ever asked for. By making it harder for people to apply for parole, by making it harder for people to seek asylum, Republican policies are exactly what the cartels would like. Y'all are making the cartels money. Y'all are making the cartels money by trying to slash addiction services, by trying to slash helping people with mental health, then yeah, you're helping the cartels. If I was a cartel leader, I would be picking the Republican policies being proposed in H.R. 2 every day of the week.
Republicans don't really want a solution to this. That is why time and time again, when Republicans had a chance to support more resources and personnel for the border, they voted no. In 2021 and 2023, nearly every current House Republican voted against providing additional funding to increase staffing and resources at ports of entry to combat smuggling of people and drugs.
At this point, the approach by some is beyond juvenile. Marjorie Taylor Greene and various others are only interested in plain spoiler. In fact, they delight in this. It is shameful, though, because this obstruction keeps meaningful work from getting done in Congress, which, of course, directly impacts Americans' lives.